friends, you're welcome to my YouTube channel once again. If you are new here and if you've been here as well, thank you for watching, subscribing, your comments, your likes. I'm not taking it for granted, and this is what I'm doing here on this channel. We do mental health, your lifestyle, and the scripture. Whatever we are doing on mental health, we want to bring scripture in it. Of course, this is not what I do every day, but this is the reason why this channel is made. And today it's about the lifestyle, and you are going to be looking with me into temperament. Now, temperament is the bedrock of our personality. Temperament is the bedrock of what we have. In fact, it is said that temperament is not what we inherit directly from our parents. It is something we inherit from our grandparents. So, Daddy, let me ask, who is sanguine? Okay, that's a side. That's what I call my dad. Daddy, now, who is sanguine among my grandparents? I'll say my grandmother is on the extroverted side. My grandfather on my mother's side, I met him anyway, but I didn't meet my grandfather on my father's side. I don't know their personality. The ones that are dead, I don't know their personality. But the ones that are alive, I think my grandma is the only one on the extroverted side. Growing up for me as an extroverted child, of course, let me say, being extroverted is two in the temperament. You can be a choleric or you can be a sanguine. And when you say choleric, with the level of seriousness, yes, all the cholerics, with the level of seriousness, you are still going to see them extroverted, and their extroversion is not like a sanguine extroversion. But then today, I'm talking about a sanguine. Now, a sanguine is said to be an optimistic, a positive person. Now, when I say something is a sanguine, if I say, oh, your job is sanguine, it means it's optimistic and it's positive. So actually, I saw that in the dictionary, and I was like, oh, seriously? So, but when it is in someone, you are expected to see a lot of things. You're expected to see a lot of things that wow you. Like I said, we are optimistic, and I don't want to bore you with sanguine is talkative. We are optimistic, so our optimism makes us talk a lot. It makes us express ourselves. I know even in the family, at some point when I talk, and this is the way I talk, I've gotten myself into trouble. We're expressive. We are, if you don't know us so much, you think we are rude, but that is not rudeness. It is a place of expression. We are so optimistic that we also want you to feel it. Yeah. We also want you to feel our optimism, not to bully you, not to make you feel overshadowed, but to make you see us. And you see, in this form of being optimistic, we could become a bully. Yes, we could have some form of narcissism. Yes, because you see, when we try to sell ourselves to you and you don't buy us, we want to keep trying it. We want to keep. So if you are raising a sanguineous child and you see your child dressing up in the house, needing some level of approval, as a parent, I would just say, give it to them before someone else gives it to them outside. Before they begin to look for it in a negative way. I enjoyed that a lot. Yes, oh, you good. We survive with so much of positive affirmations. And now we don't wait for you to give us the positive affirmation. We do the positive affirmation ourselves. We affirm ourselves positively. Oh girl, you are doing great. It is the sanguine that you will tell the sanguine, okay, you can wash this cup clean. Yes, let me go back to that. We don't like house chores. We don't like house chores. But if we really want to do it, we do it to the point that you begin to wonder, are you fine? We scatter the house and we arrange the house. So when you don't understand some of these things, you won't know how to help a sanguine that is in your corner. You won't know how to help a sanguine that is your friend. And a sanguine, we can enter this room and light it up within a second. And you see, in the process of lighting it up, and you are the kind of person that is not easily lighted up. You know, that kind of person that is a deep thinker. I don't want to mention the temperament. Okay, I'm coming back here to talk the same. You know, is a deep thinker, and they are asking themselves why you are this happy, you are this. A sanguine may not ignore you for the first time. They will want to prove, we would want to prove to you that you just don't have to stay unhappy, because we don't stay there. We don't stay there. We don't stay in unhappiness. We don't know how to stay there, because there is a thing in us that diffuses sorrow. Yes, we destroy sorrow, we destroy fear, we destroy anxiety, we destroy palpitation, we destroy uneasiness. We don't sit down there and be looking at it like, oh, and I'm feeling sad. Yeah, a sanguine is not the type of person that wants to start with a self-pity. It's a type of person that wants to start with an exaggeration. Anyway, we want to exaggerate the thing. So in the process of okay, this will be better, this will be better, we can exaggerate it for you to the point that you begin to look at us like, how little, yeah. You won't even know. We can exaggerate, but we don't do self-pity. The difference between the self-pity and exaggeration is that we expatiate it. And because we have the tendency to expatiate our fear, I think God gave us a coping mechanism of not to accept that fear in the first place. So if a sanguine have a faulty upbringing or trauma in the process of their growth, you see, and exaggerating things comes in, it will be difficult for you to tell them, but koletoi. It will be difficult for you to tell them that. Of course, it's not good to say that, but it will be difficult for you to bring them to a realistic, a reality of what is actually happening to them. So we are the ones in the group that is bent on lighting up the mood. We are bent on lighting up the mood. We are bent on making everything happy. We are not bent on making it perfect, because we don't have perfection. Even as an adult that I am, I tell myself that I tell myself, you know, when I'm at work and I'm expected to do some things like cleaning, and I clean my own thing the way I want to clean it. As someone who is extremely clean comes in and starts dusting it, in my mind of mine, I diffuse what you are doing. Like, anyway, it's your mind. You still see that, but me, I'm not seeing that. So another thing that is difficult for a sanguine to see is to see wrong. Even if a sanguine is wrong, it's difficult for a sanguine to see it that, okay, I'm wrong. Because one, we don't want to be in that place of dark shadow of worries. And I won't say it's a good mechanism. It's not a good mechanism, because we should be in that place of sorrow. So one of those things I learned early is to be in my moment. I learned to be in my moment of worries or fear. I want to be there for a moment, because, and I became conscious of being in that worries. Like, okay, I'm worried, and but in the process, I begin to work out of it to sort it out. So if you're married to a sanguine and there is something I've not talked about, please drop a comment and try to drop it for someone. And if you're a sanguine and there's something I've not really talked about, of course, I'll still come here to talk more on sanguine. Please drop a comment too. And I want to hear how sanguine is reflecting on you, how your temperament is reflecting on you. It reflects on our social behavior. It reflects on everything that we do on our life. It reflects on our marriage. It does. If you are married to a sanguine and you expect your house to be 24 hours clean, you are expecting too much. You see, yes, but it's not like it won't be clean. It will be clean. It may not just be organized. It may be organized today and it is organized tomorrow. But you see, there's an energy a sanguine has to organize it back tomorrow. So it's not something um a sanguine. Some of these things are things we can't help, but we can modify it. We can get better at it. I have a lot of people that will tell me that when they see some sanguine and they'll be like, you have really worked on yourself. And I'll be like, have I really worked on myself? Have I really done some things? Yes. And one of the things I think God helped me with as a sanguine is not rushing out of situation. It's not rushing out of situation. It's not overshadowing it with happiness. It's been in that moment. And another thing I think God taught me was ability to learn and be teachable. Now, sanguine have a capacity to sort for informations. Yeah, it is part of the restlessness. We are the one that has 60 things planned out and maybe 2 things done. Yeah, we are that type that we know how 10 ways to do things in our mind. It's so structured out, but we are not doing it. Of course, now as I'm going, shout out to all my fellow sanguine. We are good, and don't see us as, I don't think I've made this video to make you see us like we are bad. We are not good. Even if you now see us as bad, we don't see ourselves as bad though. Sanguine is the first person that accepts themselves for who they are. And one of those things that thing helps us to do is that it helps us walk away from it in boldness and strength. Nobody can walk away from their errors without looking back like a sanguine does. And that tool helped us to really emphasize on the scripture that behold, all things have passed away and all things have become new. This is one nature I say in God. We can reflect on our past, but we don't dwell on our past. Because we hate the bitterness it brings and we don't want to dwell there, So drop in the comments. I'm trusting God to come back here and do something for other temperaments, at least. And when we know ourselves in our temperaments, we know how we think, My group of inner people, when they do things, I just link them together and I forgive whatever they are doing because it's just in their mind. It's also in the mind of a sanguine. I love you. And before I go, finally, this is it. There is an ongoing daily audio and it's tagged Charge Your 365 Days. You want to be part of it. There is a link. There's a WhatsApp link in my in this description. Please join through it. You are not going to regret joining. This month we are looking into your self-esteem and identity. When the devil cannot take our identity, when the devil cannot take our person, it cannot take anything away from us. The first thing it took away from the man and the woman God made in the Eden was the identity, was the idea of them not being human. You don't have to be human all the time, you can be God sometimes, that was the first thing. Yeah, and not knowing that we are made in the image of God, which makes us God. David came to that realization. So that's all. 15 minutes gone. I love you. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Take care. Good morning, beautiful soul. Yes. So, come close. Now, getting